before you left, we had filled all the places in our wing with filler. As you can see, filler is dried and I'm sanding it down. Everything is nice and smooth and level. All the imperfections in our foam have been filled. It's giving us a good surface to glue to. All right, what we're going to do tonight is we don't have time to bag it tonight. But what we are going to do is we're going to select our balsa wood for our wing skins. Now, this piece of balsa wood, as you can see, is a pale color. It's very flexible. Okay. Now, this piece, you can see the difference in color. This has a lot of brown in it. This is a very hard piece of balsa wood, extremely hard. And you do not want to use that for wing skins. If you had on an airplane, if they said use hard balsa, this is what you would use. Now, here's another piece of balsa wood. I don't know if you can see the grain in it, but the grain tends to swirl around. This is very hard balsa. If you tried to bend that, it would actually break. So we will not use either one of these types of balsa wood for our wing skins. So we like the nice soft balsa wood, and we're going to go through here and we're going to find the ones that are nice and soft that will work for us. Now, another thing is I like to run a straight grain on the trailing edge of my wing. I like to run a straight edge of balsa on my leading edge. And then I will cut to fit the inner pieces. So I'm going to take this piece and we're going to tape this together. All right, that's going to be a straight piece for the trailing edge. Now, here's a straight piece for the leading edge. If I run this straight with the leading edge, I've got to cut some of this off. So I'm going to take my pen and mark it like so. And I'll take my cutting board and lay it right up here like this. With a metal ruler. Now I'll move my cutting board out of the way. Put this back up here where it goes. Then I take my leading edge piece of balsa. Put it up here tight. Now the cross strips of tape are just to hold the balsa wood up tight against the seam. The lengthwise piece of tape is designed to seal the joint. My scalpel's getting extremely dull. This is a number 3 handle, and this is a number 11 blade for a scalpel. Now I'm going to tell you, these blades are sharp, extremely sharp. You will slice yourself open in a split second if you're not careful. So if you ever go to drop one of these, you just let it go until it hits the floor. Don't try to grab it. All right, now we've got a split in here, so we're going to take another piece of balsa wood. We're going to slide it under here. Like so. And we mark it. Get our cutting board back. Need a longer ruler this time. And we take this piece and we slide it up in here real tight. Now, you remember what I told you about? You did need to glue in the seams here. And if there's a little crack in there, it's not going to make any difference. Because the tape that we put on here this way seals up that little crack. Now we got one little piece of crack left here. Turn this around. And that slides right up there and fits perfectly. Now, if what I've done is correct, look at there. Perfect, perfect, and we got length overhang. Couldn't ask for a better piece. Now, you take this, I'm going to lay it in the shuck. Line up the cores. Now, I will take my pen. I'm going to take my black marker, and I'll mark it. and I can cut those ends off. But there we go. Now this piece will actually go on the top. The tape will always be to the outside of the phone. And we've got a wing skin. Now what I'm going to do is cut off these ends. Which doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because I always like to have a little left over to trim with. You know what I mean? If they stick out of the end of the shuck just a little bit, I'm happy. Now you'll notice that I'm using a piece of plywood underneath what I'm cutting on. And the reason for that is I don't want to cut up my plans if I don't have to. Of course, sometimes it's an accident, but that happens. Okay, so now I've got 3 pieces of balsa wood for scrap, and I've got 1 wing skin made. I'm going to take that wing skin and put it right on top of the wing it goes on.